Hi YouTube, this is Retta, and shall we continue? I am going to look at just Mia Farrow. This little Sims card is doesn't hold that much. So I have about 24 minutes. So I just want to look at Mia Farrow. And I'm going to use the Sweeny Tarot just for Mia Farrow. And then I want to look at the relationship between her and Sweeny back then, you know, as her mother. So we'll see. So this is Mia Farrow. I don't think I did a Mia Farrow yet. I don't think so. So let's just see Mia Farrow. So this is part 3. I don't know. I'm like really trying to get this family down. It's just like, I'm trying to understand it all. Oppression. So this is the 10 of Wands. So this is feeling like a burden. So she's not feeling, this is her right now. She's feeling like she's been carrying a big weight on her shoulders for a while. That it's carried her down. I think not only has it carried her down, I think she feels like she's been oppressed in some way. I don't know how, you know, I don't know if she's acted in a while. I don't remember. I haven't really been paying attention to her career. I know her old stuff like Rosemary's Baby, so forth. But she feels like a heavy burden's on her. She's feeling oppressed. I don't know if all this drama that happened between her family has kind of interfered with her career. I'm not sure. Yeah. So it's like she feels oppressed, and it has to do with I think this what happened with Woody and her daughter and anything has changed her outlook on relationships thus forth. This one's saying new love, but I think that the burden of what happened between Woody and Sweeny and her kids, those adopted kids, her kids, and this whole situation has kind of made her leery. I think back in the day she was more probably more sexual. Had many different relationships with different men and stuff like that. But I think this kind of this burden that she felt with it has hindered her relationships with men, with relationships. Underneath is, yes, is 10. This is saying comfort. It's just saying, this is saying comfort, but it's the 10 of Cups, which would be like the happy family, the comfort. So this is, she's not able to seek comfort in a relationship anymore. That this burden that, this is for me, the burden that happened between Woody and Sweeny has really, you know, changed her outlook and her feels on relationships with men, coupling with men or anything, and she's not able to, you know, really have a meaningful relationship with the male partner since then. Her eyes now are always, if you look here, her eyes are always open, always alert, always looking, searching. I think before she was kind of naive, and I think that this experience has opened her eyes a lot. Completion, which is the 4 of Wands, which kept showing up for Sweeny. So this whole relationship, it was like the end of the foundation for her of everything. It ended a lot of things for her with relationships, sexually, everything like that. And I also think that Mia Farrow had inappropriate relationships when she was young. Let me see where her head's at. The Witch, the Queen of Wands, you know, this has caused her to be very resentful. She is now, it says the Witch, but it's the Queen of Wands who's very manipulative. what happened to her, I think before she was seen as like this beautiful woman, and I think, you know, not only Sweeny having a relationship with her husband and it being her daughter, and he, you know, going off and marry her, kind of messed with her, not only of the taboo aspect, but with her own sexuality and her own feeling, because before she felt very, you know, sexual. She's the Empress. So this kind of messed with her. You know, Empresses are very sexual beings, very, you know, sensual. And it kind of, so she's kind of bitter. She's kind of bitter and lashing out. So she, with the witch card, is like taking things in her own hand and doing something about it. You know, she had to leave a lot of, it says abandoned winnings, which has also showed up in Sweeny, which was the Eight of Cups, of walking away. So this is also like taking a chance. So, you know, her anger and her lashing out, you know, she had to roll the dice and take the chance of not having this relationship with Sweeny or whatever, because, you know, or even trying to get, I think she took it as a loss too, of her being put aside for the younger woman, even though it's kind of sick, but it would be kind of like a competition. And so she had to abandon the thoughts of some of her feelings of winning at all costs, you know, because, you know, first of all, you can't go into that mindset of, oh, I'm going to win this, like being in competition with your daughter. First of all, it was an inappropriate relationship. You didn't see it coming. It was a sick relationship, and why would you put yourself into a competition, even though you feel that competition with this ace? I mean, with this Queen of Wands, she felt the competition. You know, after she found out, she still wanted to compete and say, hey, I can get him back. You know, but she had to abandon those thoughts and just walk away and let it go. The Moon, there's still a lot of different things. She, you know, there's a lot of disillusions. This is the Moon. So I see that Farrow has a mask, you know, her mask is off. So, you know, she was able to put forth a different front of who she was and stuff like that. And she's not actually the person that she portrays to be or portrays to not be. So, you know, this is a revealing of the true person. To take off that mask and see the trueness. And it's not that pretty. It's not that pretty. So I think this made her go back and look at herself and realize that what she portrayed wasn't really that pretty. You know, like there was a disillusionment. Her hiding things. And, you know, she wasn't able to hide everything. And she wasn't all that innocent in things either. You know, she had the pretty face, the pretty packaging, but underneath it wasn't so pretty. So that's telling me that she has two faces, two sides, two different personalities. And one's not very nice. One's not very good. She has one that she shows the world and the one that, you know, other people see. So let me see. It shows that unstable effect. This is the Seven of Swords. So that's also telling me that she felt like she was, she feels betrayed. She feels betrayed. She feels like it was something. Remember, in the other cards also showed like him stealing something, him taking something. That's what she feels. She feels that her family, the abundance, he stole that from her. You know what? And if you look at this kind of goes with this. So he stole this pretty face, this pretty picture of her family that she had the world to see. He kind of stole that from her. And, you know, he kind of stole that from her. And that's the World. So that's like the end. And the Magician card, hold on. and the student. And he molded, you know, this is the Page of Cups. He took her daughter and molded her and grew her to whatever he wanted to be. So that was the end of, the world is like the end, or the travel, the end of the relationship. I don't know if she was in town or if she was out of town or if she was away when all this stuff went down. She feels like he stole a part of her family, like, you know, the pretty picture of, you know, what she had the world to see. You know, this mask that was on before, he stole that. And I don't know if she was out of town when all this stuff went down or she was far away. But he took her daughter and kind of molded her into what he wanted it to be. I want to see, I only have 13 minutes. Let's see if I can look at this relationship real quick between Sweeny, and I'm using the Sacred Island Tarot here. I only got a couple of minutes. It's going to end. Okay, let's see. Let's see the relationship real quick between Sweeny and how it was with Mia Farrow. Sweeny and Mia Farrow. Back then. Their childhood relationship. Four of Cups. I think Mia Farrow wasn't paying attention. She wasn't paying attention. She was too busy focusing. She had many different things. I think she had many different children, many different types of... And she was kind of out there and things were separate. She had everything separate and she wasn't really paying attention. There was clues. There was clues. There was things being shown, but she wasn't really paying attention. Sweeny. Sweeny loved Mia. Sweeny really did love Mia. She loved her. You know, she loved her. Mia. Mia was going forth on a purpose. So her feelings was going forth on a purpose or a thing. So whatever Mia felt that soon was a purpose, going forth on a purpose, on action. So Mia felt that she had to go forth and take care of soon. I think she loved her, but I also think that the relationship was stressful. I think Mia might have yelled at Soon a lot, yelled at her a lot with words. And Soon had low self-esteem. She didn't understand. There was a lot of like stress and anxiety. And I think it was kind of like the Mama Dearest type of situation. Sorry, Mia. It was kind of like the Mama Dearest situation. Look at the woman yelling, screaming. So I don't think that Mia was that nice or that. It gave Soon a lot of stress. Mia gave Soon a lot of stress. There was a lot of conflict. There was a lot of conflict between Mia and Soon. A lot of conflict, a lot of competition. A lot of conflict and a lot of competition between them. Soon feels very sad and depressed. She's seeing what she's lost. She didn't see what she gained. She still feels that loss of the relationship. She still feels very sad and depressed. And a lot has been lost. A lot of troubled times. A lot of sadness. A lot of loss. Mia felt that Soon was her child. She did feel like that was her child. Funny enough, she thought that the relationship with her and Woody was great. She thought that they were all a happy family. That's what she wanted. She wanted, but she didn't realize that he was looking at Soon as an adult. As a sexual person. She thought it was a happy type of family. And if you look at this happy family, this girl looks like an adult and he's staring at her. So, Two of Swords, very conflicted. Very conflicted. their relationship was based on a lot of conflict, a lot of indecision and conflict, and going forth on words and on actions. So there was a lot of arguing, a lot of words being, given. It looks like Mia was saying some harsh words, maybe even physically and maybe even verbally, kind of abusive to Sweeny. I didn't realize that. I think Mia knew, over this man, this King of Pentacles, which is, I think there was a kind of competition. I think Mia knew some of it. I think Mia knew and looked at her as in competition for her husband's attention. I think Mia was very conflicted. I think she lashed out with Soon, with words and with actions. Lashed out. I'm not saying that she beat her. I'm saying that with actions. She went forth on words and actions at Soon. And I see it was this is like a lot of competition. I think Mia ended up being in competition. Yeah. A lot of confusion. They had the relationship. Mia didn't understand this relationship. She didn't understand why he chose this child instead of her. Mia was thought to be a sexual, she's this big Hollywood actress. She was dating Fred Astaire since she was young. She was supposed to be. She didn't understand. She felt that, this is, going into doing the work and not focusing on the details. She didn't really. There was some confusion, not focusing on the details in regards to Woody. So, Mia wasn't paying attention. She knew kind of what was going on. But she thought she was the better woman, this more, beautiful woman, this and that. So she was confused. She was confused. She was confused. Yeah, she thought, here it is again, the Queen of Wands showing up. She thought she was the sexier. She was in competition. She looked in competition with Soon Lee. I didn't know that. I didn't realize that. For Woody's attentions, it hit her confidence, Mia's confidence. It hit her like, oh my God, and I think she kind of had a feeling, but she was in some type of competition with Soon Lee. I don't understand it, but it was kind of like a mommy dearest thing. She used to be, her words were vicious and sharp, and she went forth on in action on Soon Lee. I think that 3 people knew about him having a sexual relationship with Sweeny. There was 3 women. I think 3 women. I think he was also, here's another blonde. I think there's another woman that he had, or another, now that person is a woman, but there's 3. There was 3. I think that a lot of other stuff was going on in this relationship. And the other person is a blonde hair. The blonde hair keeps coming up. But yes, Sweeny is still, she's very naive. She's not, she's very naive. She's emotionally stunted. She's very young. Emotionally, she's very naive. She's kind of childlike. So this is part 3, and I'm going to have to erase everything, but it kind of shows us that the relationship between Mia and Soon wasn't that great in the childhood. It shows that there was kind of a competition between, not that Soon even knew about it, but between Mia was very much in competition with Soon. I don't understand. I think that Mia, seeing that the attention that Woody gave to Soon, and it kind of But I see the devil card. I think that there was other people in their relationship. I think that there was at least 3 people in the relationship. I don't know. I think Sweeny is still very immature. She's still kind of naive. She's emotionally young, stunted. She's not very, you know, she doesn't think quite like an adult would think. All right. So this is part 3.